because I'm going to sleep when I get home.
But yeah, I think that was gory. That was gory.
That was definitely gory.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was like, yeah, there's a lot of teenagers that come in for the rated R movies, and yeah, I mean, it didn't like scare me like it did for some of the girls, but it was tense, and it was
It was a good, genuine, terrifying experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Terrifying. I was shitting my pants.
Yeah.
That was the most horrifying thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. But yeah, that cheese grater thing, that was my favorite sort of like, ooh. Yeah, there was like a few like, like the scissors,
Yeah.
That's what you want in Evil Dead movies, that sort of, gore. But yeah, I think I was expecting like the kids to, sort of like, get out alive, and the mom being the only threat. But I'm glad they did it this way, because you don't, in Evil Dead there's no happy situations. Like the original ending for Evil Dead 2 was that he's like stuck in the way future, so there's no like, if you get out alive, that's the happy ending. So I'm glad that one girl lived at least.
Yeah, and the demons aren't really supposed to hold back in any way, so.
Yeah.
So I was surprised they killed off like half of the people in the floor.
No, yeah,
so fast, because
absolutely.
they were pretty clearly, from like a movie perspective, you'd think they're put there to pad the kills.
Right. Yeah.
But then it kind of.
I do appreciate that.
I'm sure that was the point, is to mislead that or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Especially since you wouldn't think they'd kill the kids off that fast.
Right. I think that will certainly be seen from other people as like, oh man, they just wasted everybody, and they just killed them all in one scene. It's like that. That's not. They showed the entertainment through more creative ways. But yeah, the dialogue for like the first like 3 scenes, I was like, this is very direct, sort of like cliched, sort of, there's no, it's sort of like the stuff you sort of put in and then later go and fix,
I think the opening scene was probably like that intentionally, to make it more that kind of cheesy cabin sort of thing.
Yeah, that could certainly be yeah, because that's sort of like that sort of that drone joke, that was funny, but yeah, sort of like that stuff with like I was like expecting, like, oh my gosh, they're not gonna cut his head off with the drone, come on. And like, yeah, that's not what happened, so that was cool. But yeah, I don't know, I'm trying to think, like, oh, is the second movie gonna be, I'm hoping we get a trilogy or something out of this movie, because I think it's certainly worthy of a franchise. Yeah.
I think they did a good job of making it its own movie that could set up other movies.
Yeah, I think it's certainly not. I think it was certainly,
They didn't close it off.
Yeah, exactly.
They kept it open that there are stories that could be made out of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you could really,
because you never closed it. So I'm certainly excited for that.
It felt very Resident Evil at parts.
I felt that too. Yeah.
The big monster thing, and then.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you've played through Claire's campaign, but her campaign has Sherry in it, which is this little girl that you kind of protect and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Run away from big
yeah,
monsters.
I remember.
Zombie type things.
I remember.
So I was like,
that.
It feels it's probably the best Resident Evil movie we've ever got.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's that cellar or whatever you would call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was very a very good Resident Evil movie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like once I heard that guy had a shotgun, I was like, oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Yeah, there's the shotgun. But yeah, that's the exact shotgun that Ash has. It's pretty cool. Yeah, there's some certain coincidences where I'm like, but it's like, it's I can't do that to this movie. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
But no, yeah, it's good. I liked it. Yeah. Certainly. We'll watch it again. But yeah, I thought that was great. It's like sort of being in the theater with the sound, where they're summoning the demons like that, like the
Yeah, that was done.
what?
That was done really.
Yeah, like I thought, like being in the theater and being around that was that sound system was so loud. I loved it. But yeah, like sort of how like coincidences where it's like, yeah, whatever. Where that kid, he's got a record player and he played, and so there's a bunch of different
Yeah,
things.
the bank vault thing underneath. I'm assuming there's a reason why it's, there's got to be some background reason why there's a bank vault under their high rise.
Yeah,
that has
exactly.
the thing in it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, that's also that.
Well, because they said it used to be a bank building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Believable enough, I suppose. But why does it have a?
Still there.
Yeah, and why does it have that thing inside of it?
The tomb and stuff.
Yeah, if it was just a bank, it's got to be some kind of weird bank or something.
Right.
Oh, what I could see happening with that is if they do make a sequel, I could see them addressing that.
Yeah,
Like they could really open up, like really observe, how that was there. Like, oh, what's the history behind this book? And then they learn about, oh, this location and where this place, where their apartments were, where they were staying. And then, oh, this place was, maybe it was used for some, demonic activity or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
And then they build a story behind it, and there you go. Something
Right.
like that.
Yeah. I don't know if that maybe the mystery is part of what makes it intriguing. But
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to know it, but they could totally,
answer it. You can answer one
address
question,
it.
yeah.
They could totally address some parts of it in this if they make sequels.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad we were able to get this organized.
Yeah.
That was
We're usually not that efficient, but I mean, it's not a huge group, so I guess that makes sense. But
yeah.
it's also, if we had to pay for it or something, it'd be harder. I think
Yeah.
people would be like, "Oh, I don't know if I have. Let me check," and then I don't know with this.
Yeah.
But
An idea I thought of was have one. So I only get one free plus one for one person that comes with me. And what you could do is, if I have 2 or 3 people with me, they only have to pay for a fraction. So say the ticket's $12, and so if I'm with two more people, then those 2 people would only have to pay half of it because one person's getting free, but 2 people pay half. If that makes sense. So yeah, it's another possibility thing if it's a money thing.
yeah. Well, yeah, I'll be working for a bit, but I'll let you guys know what my schedule is. Probably, I mean, it's generally around I think Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah. Okay.
Sounds good, dude.
Wednesday, Thursday. Okay.
Move up to the front, or if you're good back there.
I'll just
What?
stay back here.
Yeah, he's good.
Alrighty.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming. That was awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Night,
See you in
man.
Camden.
Bye bye. Yeah. Yeah. Very.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. I was what scene was I watching specifically where I was like, oh, it was the meat, no, not the meat grinder, but the wood chipper. I was like, yeah, I don't think this would be one for Willow.
No, this movie, no. Willow would not see this movie.
No. But yeah, I thought it was fantastic. It was, I think it was an 8 out of 10. Yeah, there's a lot I now I have this sort of criticism of horror movies where it's if you strip away the horror elements, it's still a good movie. And for this, it's a little shaky, but I don't think I would be able to do much better of a movie. But I certainly think that I think there was a lot of good ideas. The horror, the dialogue and the character stuff was, yeah, but the scary and the scary stuff and the scary stuff with the horror, that was top
The
notch.
horror was great. I
Yeah.
think that I agree.
tension,
Sometimes
yeah.
the dialogue was a little weird, but
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
far as the
exactly.
dialogue, but putting the dialogue aside, the tension, the suspense, the scary moments, the horror, that was all really good. I
Right.
felt very on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, there was certainly some good scenes in there for me to rewatch. I think that's definitely. I was thinking with the Scream franchise, I'm like, is it the B word?
He's waiting for you.
Hey, B word, what's up? But I was thinking with the Scream franchise, I'm biased for those first 3 films, so those sort of go higher no matter what. But with the Evil Dead movies, I'm more like, you know what, I feel like objectively I can look at these because it's only Ash that is in most of them. So yeah, and with this one, I'm able to easily just go, oh well, this is probably my second favorite out of the Evil Dead movies, and that's so I do appreciate it for just the franchise, for just I can enjoy it on that level. But yeah, it didn't scare me, it didn't terrify me. The Evil Dead movies never have. They always just sort of disturb, But yeah,
I haven't really.
I want to watch a movie that terrifies me.
Don't think I've ever seen a movie that's just really terrified me. And finding a good horror movie that's hard.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
find a movie that genuinely makes you oh my god, you don't expect it. That's not easy. That really isn't that easy to pull off.
Not since I was a kid. Yeah, that's I'll watch.
You really got it. It would. I think if something like that was going to be pulled off, if there was going to be a horror movie that had genuine terrifying moments, I would say it would have to be a very I think it had to be something a little different than what we're used to, because there's all these movies that have similar. You have to do something different.
Yeah,
you still have to obviously keep those horror elements intact, because all the horror movies have the same basic elements that make a horror movie.
Yeah,
but then you'd have to redefine those in a way that's unique and do something that's never been done before.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not always the easiest thing to do, because there's a lot. Because sometimes experimenting with stuff may backfire.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it really takes a genius to probably put all that together.
Yeah, that's what the Skinamarink is experimental. But yeah, I was thinking the scary moments for me throughout movies is when you can't identify what you're looking at. So it's sort of when you're trying to, that creature at the end where they all combine, you don't get full glimpses at it at first. You're trying to look at where's where. And so those were sort of the scary parts of it. But,
yeah, it's what is this thing they're facing? Yeah, that's true though. Yeah, another thing that kind of makes movies.
Same with Resident Evil, that has moments like that.
You want to know one element that does make movies terrifying?
Yeah.
When you know what's going on, but the
audience,
the audience knows what's going on, but
the characters don't.
But the character doesn't.
Yeah,
that's very terrifying, because it's it's like when that lady was behind Bridget or whatever.
Yeah,
that was scary. When I saw that, I was like, oh, when that popped, I was like, that did kind of oh my god, that was a little terrifying part. Honestly,
exactly. Yeah,
it's oh, that's there, and so and they don't know that, but we do. Yeah, and that always is a terrifying.
That
aspect.
Is true. Yeah, that is very terrifying. But yeah, one more thing is, I like the references, the come get some, the chainsaw, the shotgun, you got it. Those are essential,
I like that they did, I did notice, pick up on some of the references from the other movies, which was nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait for the Steelbook.
For this one?
Yeah,
I think it's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I'm going to add my name on the poster.
Oh, yes, definitely.
It's just a scary poster with her on the cover, but,
It's still a cool poster,
still cool to have, of course, yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, yeah, thank you. I'm glad all three of us were able to come.
I'm very happy I was able to see it, because truth be told, I think you, me, and Cameron are probably be the only ones that would want to see this.
Yeah, exactly.
Is Lester there?
I think Caleb will probably want to see it at some point, but I want to see it again, so.
Well, you could totally.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. Okay, I rated it 8 out of 10 because it, I think the horror stuff, 9 out of 10, pretty good. But I think the character stuff and the dialogue and the lore is good, but there could be more lore. That obviously you probably not want to have it make it too lore heavy. But yeah, overall 8 out of 10 movie for me. What about you?
Me? I would probably say the same.
8 out of 10.
I think 8 out of 10. I think the horror was definitely that the horror was the best part about it. I think the dialogue. I think if the dialogue
did it bother you while watching the movie or after I said that?
I mean, I did notice some parts with the dialogue before that was a little weird. I was like, this is just a little awkward.
Yeah.
But you kind of talking was like, yeah, it kind of pointed out a lot of it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I would say, aside from that, yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's a good watch.
Yeah.
It's a good. I think that'd be a good scary movie to watch with friends if someone hasn't seen it. They
As-
want to
yeah,
have a good
a-
general.
It's great for like I had fun with the girls. You
Like
know,
it's a great scary movie.
Like I loved hearing their reactions and stuff. So yeah.
Well, I'll give this back to you.
All right.
It is yours, my good friend.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll see you
Later, skater.
Yeah.
You don't got anything?
I brought my bag with me.
Okay, cool. Okay, see ya. Yeah, good stuff.